Broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harborhawks baseball on the Hyannis Harborhawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including the Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Gene Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harborhawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harborhawks baseball on the Hyannis Harborhawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Enzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harborhawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. And we are live from White House Field, the site of Game 1 of a Monday doubleheader. I'm Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuda, Zach Berman, Bria Losick, and the Teal Maelstrom Broadcast Center, wishing you a happy post-Father's Day as your 2-3-1 Hyannis Harborhawks meet the 3-3 Harwich Mariners. Austin, after dropping Saturday night's game 8-2 against Cotuit, the Harborhawks have a chance to steal 2 today and climb above 500.
Well, Drake, it's very important for the Harborhawks to get out to a good start today. They've been playing from behind the last couple of games and are yet to really string together base runners. You have a chance here against a good Harwich team to come out strong and really make a statement by getting back over 500. Important, too, with your 2 best starting pitchers on the mound today, with Brody Mccullough for Game 1, Ty Good for Game 2, to get good starts out of them and let the offense strike early.
Zach, staying in the category of good news, the Harborhawks have a new player in the roster today, third baseman Mitch Jebb, that adds a whole new dimension to this infield.
Not somebody that we were necessarily expecting to see with the Hawks, but a pleasant surprise nonetheless. Mitch Jebb out of Michigan State, and this is a guy that's got some serious hardware to his name. Third team All-Big Ten. He was All Big Ten freshman team last season, and within the Michigan State program, he was the John Cobb's Most Valuable Player recipient and the Offensive Player of the Year, which that award's named after a former MSU Spartan. Kirk Gibson may have heard his name. Led the Michigan State Spartans, was tied for 8th in the Big Ten with a .356 average. So a guy that absolutely falls in line with the kind of player that GM Nick Johnson and Director of Ops Mazdak Darvari wants on this team. He gets on base, and he also steals bases as well. He had 20 swipe bags for Sparty this past year.
Well, we are 6 minutes away from the first pitch here at White House Field. Before we get to the lineups, our own Bria Losick caught up with Mitch Jebb about his travel plans and his coming to the Cape and playing for your Hyannis Harborhawks.
Alongside Mitch Jebb from Michigan State. Mitch, you're making your first start on the Cape tonight. What are your emotions?
I'm just excited to be here and ready to get rolling with the guys. We'll see where tonight takes us.
A lot of those guys are from the Big Ten Conference. We've got some Michigan, some Ohio State. What's it like playing against them and then coming here and playing with them?
It's definitely a little weird because a lot of them are rivals, and but I mean we're on the same team here, so you kind of got to deal with it. And but I guess you could be a little nicer than that. But I don't know. I'm excited to play with these guys because I mean they're all really good ball players. So.
And then this is your first year in the league. What are your goals this summer?
Just to play well and have a good time and experience the Cape.
Alongside Mitch Jebb, I'm Bria Losick, Harborhawks Baseball Network.
Well, thank you, Bria, and a pleasure to have Mitch Jebb, the newest Harborhawk, on the roster. For the Harborhawks today, the visiting team, they will bat first, and leading things off is Tito Flores out of Michigan. Following him in the 2-hole today is Justin Hyannis. Past Hyannis in the 3, and at the designated hitter spot is Jacob Campbell. Cole McConnell's a cleanup hitter after a 2-for-4 game against Cotuit on Saturday night. Poncho Ruiz will catch game 1 and bat 5th. In the 6-hole, there's Mitch Jebb, today's starting third baseman from Michigan State. Philip Matuli will follow him out of Louisiana Tech. Dominick Patel in the 8-hole, the new shortstop for the Harbor Hawks. And then Riku Nishida, the effective leadoff hitter in the 9-hole, will play second base and bat ninth. Austin, the toughest out of the team, is Riku Nishida, but Mitch Jebb could vie for that title as he comes in game 1.
Yeah, he's a beast of a player. He had spent some time in Cotuit prior to this summer, and a guy that we weren't really expecting to see in a Harbor Hawk uniform. We figured he'd be a Kettleer all year long, but it's a welcomed addition. It's a lineup that struggled to hit the ball this season, kind of in the bottom third of the league right now in most major hitting stats. So adding Jebb in the middle of the lineup could inject some source of not only power, but a guy who can really work the count in the middle of the order. You mentioned it, Drake. You see it with Nishida at the bottom of the lineup, but now you get a real chance with Jebb to do it as well.
Well, it is time for the starters here for Harwich and Hyannis, and as they break them down from White House Field, Austin, the starter on the bump today for your Harbor Hawks, Brody Mccullough, had a gem of an outing in the opener this season against Wareham at Wareham, and you're getting one of the best statistically starters on this roster again today.
Yes, you are, Drake, and Wareham on the opening day start for Brody Mccullough, 5 perfect innings, not just 5 shutout innings. He faced the minimum of 15 batters through his 5 innings, added in 5 punch-outs. He's a guy with good strikeout stuff and, well, great strikeout stuff. He struck out 17 batters in a game this season, over 5 double-digit strikeout performances. So not only is he pitching deep in the ball games and effectively, he's punching guys out and not allowing any base runners.
I want to talk about efficiency for a second. McCullough threw 60 pitches in that game at Wareham. 44 of them were strikes. And you want to talk about a guy that works fast and almost seemed to look borderline effortless how quickly he went through that Gateman lineup. And as it's turned out, that Wareham team's quite good. So
McCullough loves to pound the zone. We'll hopefully see him do it here again today. And a beautiful day for baseball as well. You have the Harbor Hawks in their blues on top with the white pants, pinstripes, and the orange hats. Across the way, it's the cream uniforms, the stirrups and long socks for Harwich. Beautiful day as it's sunny and 74 degrees here as we take you to the national anthem. As we inch closer to baseball here from Harwich, let's meet the starter on the other side of things that the Harbor Hawks will have to deal with, Jonathan Santucci. Jonathan originally was an outfielder for Duke this past season. They threw him on the mound, and, well, Austin, he did okay, finishing with a 4.17 ERA. Started in 7 games, but appeared in 20 on the bump, 41 innings thrown, allowed 32 hits, 19 earned runs, 20 walks, and 58 strikeouts in those 41 innings.
Well, obviously there's not a ton of footage on Santucci, number one, as a pitcher. We just mentioned to Drake how he only appeared in 41 innings for the Duke Blue Devils, and he has pitched already this summer for Harwich. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 2 while not allowing any runs. So the success is there for Santucci. You might not have a ton of numbers to back it up yet, but clearly when you're striking out that many guys at Duke and such a little experience as a starting pitcher, you're doing things right and land on Cape as a pitcher as well.
Zach, on the other side of things, leading off the lineup today for the Harbor Hawks is the outfielder Tito Flores. Flores, the highest batting average on the team through 4 games played and 15 at-bats. He has 5 hits and a .333 average.
Well, he was supposed to be in the the one hole yesterday, of course, for Game 1. Yesterday got weathered out, so to speak. I'm excited to see what this new look lineup can do. Of course, the addition of Mitch Jebb, something I am very, very, very excited to see.
Yeah. In left field today for Harwich is Ryan McCarty. In center field is Cole Harding. The right fielder is Tommy Seidel. Playing at first base today, Joe Vitrano. At second base, Nick Goodwin. The shortstop is Danny Corona. At third base, Brock Wilkins. Behind the dish for the Mariners is Kyle Teal. And again, on the bump is Brandon Santucci. We saw it. We mentioned it. Jonathan Santucci. His brother Brandon will not be playing, sadly, in the game today. Jonathan, though, certainly a force to be reckoned with a fastball at 90 to 94. The big lefty throws a slider at 80 to 84, and his changeup sits 83 to 87. You mentioned the 58 strikeouts to 20 walks. He had 7 wild pitches, though, this past season and hit 7 batters as well. So at times, his control gets away from him, but so far here on the Cape for Harwich, he has thrown 3 innings, 1 hit, just 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Pretty good work.
Well, you want to talk about hit batters. Yesterday, Harwich, I believe they broke a Cape League record hitting 7 YD Red Sox in what wound up being a pretty ugly loss for the Mariners. It was an 11-zip shutout win for YD.
Yeah, no one has done it better in the point streak era, and it is hitting batters like they did yesterday. This team, Harwich, 7 hit batters in 6.5 innings of play, because the game was eventually called in the 7th inning due to light. But we started off here, and we are ready for baseball with Tito Flores stepping into the box, and the big lefty Jonathan Santucci staring him down from the bump. Live from White House Field, Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuda and Zach Berman, and it's baseball time on the Cape. Santucci, the lefty, sets his first pitch to Flores. There's a called strike at the outside corner. You see the fastball go 92 miles an hour to start our day.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Tito Flores performs in the leadoff spot. Didn't do it a ton at Michigan, and for his first time in this spot here in Hyannis.
The second pitch to Flores. Flores skies one deep to left field. Left fielder going back at the warning track, and that ball is out of here. Get out of here, ball. The second pitch of the day, and the leadoff hitter takes him yard.
Well, you wanted an answer. There you go.
Yeah, that's how he'll perform in the leadoff spot. He did not miss it. We've seen some great swings by Tito Flores the first couple weeks here, and he's only been here about a week or so. He got in a little late, but, man, that was a well-hit ball.
And this is one of the deeper parks.
Yeah.
On the Cape, you have 330 to both poles, 400 to dead center. That is not an easy wall to hit a baseball over.
There's the first home run of the season for Flores. As the first pitch to Justin Hyannis is a called strike on a 92 mile an hour. There are words that exist. We can use them in conjunction. The next pitch he sees, here's a breaking ball at 82. That one's a called strike, and now an 0-2 count on Hyannis.
Santucci's working quick, not really letting you get comfortable in the box.
No, not at all. 0-2 count to Hyannis. That one skipped in the dirt. He'll take the 1-2, breaking ball low. Santucci trying to work around a little bit with that one, giving up his first earned run on the Cape season. In those 3 innings, again, he only allowed 1 hit, 1 walk. And now the 1-2 to Justin Hyannis. Hyannis takes a check swing, and they'll say he went. Justin Hyannis will be the first strikeout of the day for Santucci, and that brings up the 3-hole hitter in today's designated hitter, Jacob Campbell.
It's always good to get Jacob Campbell's bat in the lineup, even when he's not behind the plate. He comes in slashing at .308 on the year with a .400 on-base percentage. Only struck out 1 time, and he's walked twice as well, guys. He has a really good eye at the plate and puts the ball in play, which in the 3 spot today, right behind Hyannis, he's used to hitting behind his fellow Illinois teammate.
First pitch he sees, the 90-mile-an-hour fastball outside of the zone. The count 1-0.
At Illinois, Hyannis was the 4-hitter, and Campbell was the 5-hitter.
That next pitch misses outside again, and now 2-0. Campbell ahead early.
I mean, Campbell comes into this with a 307 average, so he's certainly been one of the more
Even with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position for the first time here, the Harbor Hawk first inning. Santucci sets, looks at Campbell, nobody holding him at second. Santucci deals. A swing and a miss from Ruiz, and now down on the count 1-2.
What is the significance of the number 1, Drake? I got to ask you.
That would be my Quiz Bowl team's 6th grade ranking in the state of Arkansas.
Well, I can tell you that is the amount of games this season where the Harbor Hawks have held a multiple-run lead.
There's the 1-2 to Pancho Ruiz, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and a swing and a miss will end the first inning, but not before Tito Flores, the leadoff man, goes yard on the second pitch of today's ball game with the Harbor Hawks. Harbor a 1-0 lead here after the top of the first. To the bottom of the second we go, and Brody Mccullough makes his trot out to the mound. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Broadcaster Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Curry College. Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including 5th-year master's programs at curry.edu. Franklin Sports. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again the proud official batting glove sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod, the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day. We bring it back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Drake Toll alongside Austin Takuda, Zach Berman, and Bria Losick. Our producers Abby Stokes and Ella Gibson. And on the bump for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the first is a familiar face to those who have kept up with this team this season. It's the big righty, Brody Mccullough.
Brody Mccullough is one of the best pitchers on Cape Cod this summer. We talked about it a little bit in the open, but he's ready to make his second start of the year here for the Harbor Hawks. 5 perfect innings versus Wareham on opening day. He had 5 starts at Wingate in which he struck out double-digit batters, and 1 in which he struck out 17 batters in one game. This is a legitimate starting pitcher who has a very long career in baseball ahead of him.
You know, Zach, he might just be the best pitcher in D2 and led his team to a 2021 national championship at the Division II level. We saw him work against Wareham, and he is yet to allow a base runner this season.
Well, it's a tough act to follow for sure, but this Harwich Mariners lineup full of pitfalls and challenging batters to face. So,
yeah,
if he can maneuver the Mariners, so to speak, that's just another feather in the cap of Brody Mccullough.
Well, the first batter that Mccullough will have to deal with today is the second baseman, Nick Goodwin, and Austin, he very well could be the best player on this team.
He very well could be, and there's a reason he's in the leadoff spot. Comes into this at-bat slashing at .381 to start the young season with a .440 on-base percentage. From Kansas State, this guy's a beast, and you'll not only see the power, but you're going to see some speed out of Goodwin, too. He's got a really good chance to be a 5-tool player this summer here with Harwich.
The righty sophomore Nick Goodwin steps into the box facing Brody Mccullough. Goodwin in the spring for Kansas State, bat .255, and he cuts and misses at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Brody Mccullough to start our day.
Of course, this is not the first time Goodwin has played on the Cape. Last summer he was with the Bourne Braves, batted .221.
Mccullough, the 0-1. This one is skied high and out of the field of play.
I mean, we have heard so much about the level of improvement that Nick Goodwin has shown between last summer and this summer. And at the end of the day, isn't that what the Cape is for?
0-2 count on Goodwin. Mccullough comes right at him with a fastball and a swing and a miss. Fans the first batter he sees.
One of the best players on the team, one of the best players in the league. Brody Mccullough, 3 pitches, sit down, see you later.
You know, we talked about how he had 60 pitches against Wareham, 44 of them for strikes. He's not the kind of guy that has the 0-2 count, decides, I can waste one right here, buzz by a fastball, eye level. No, he comes right back at you, pounds the zone, and gets a K right there.
He's just a guy who can throw a fastball wherever he wants it. He will hit the mitt wherever Pancho wants it, and his fastball is so good that he can throw 3 in a row to the same hitter.
First pitch that he throws, the second batter he faces. It's Kyle Teal, and it's a ball high, that one at 93 miles an hour. Kyle Teal, well, a tough start to his time on the Cape. 1 for 16 right now for the lefty. He fouls that one off of Pancho Ruiz and lands right here by the broadcasters.
We've been told that Kyle Teal is what you like to call a streaky batter. Native of Mahwah, New Jersey, so not that far away from my hometown, but...
What do you know about Mahwah?
What do I know about it? It's exit 117 off the Garden State Parkway, I want to say. No, excuse me, I'm getting that confused with Mattawan. Mahwah is up.
I was about to say. There's a big cut and a miss on the 1-1 from McCullough. 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
You can tell I've spent way too much time away from Jersey. Mahwah is up Bergen County, I'd say almost right on the border of New Jersey and New York.
There we go. This season for Teal, we talk about his early struggles as he swings and misses at another. Brody Mccullough, 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 7 pitches to start his day.
Well, looks like someone hasn't skipped a beat, but you know who else hasn't skipped a beat? That would be Brock Wilkins stepping to the plate right now.
A familiar name to the Cape, huh?
Well, Cape Cod League MVP of last season. This guy's a beast, and just look at him. He's an imposing figure at the dish. Hit .306 last year here on Cape Cod with 6 homers and 26 RBI. And 6 homers might say, okay, not a ton of home runs, but here on the Cape, when you're only playing 30 games with wood bats, 6 homers is a ton.
McCullough, as a sign of respect, as he goes breaking ball to Teal for the first pitch, and that one's bounced in the dirt. 1-0 count. Make it Wilkins, who's ahead early. 2 for 7 since coming and joining the Harwich roster. The next pitch he sees is a fastball, 93 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate, a called strike.
I mean, some of these accolades are nuts. ACC All-Tournament Team, Golden Spikes Award preseason watch list, 2022 Perfect Game preseason All-ACC. This guy had a remarkable season.
There's one, swung on, cut into left field, and it'll bounce down for a hit. Tito Flores corrals it, relays to the infield, and reaching aboard with his 3rd hit of the season is Wilkins, and that'll bring up the 4-hole hitter Joe Vitrano.
Well, if you're going to give up a hit, for your first base runner allowed this whole season, probably not a better guy to give it up to than the defending league MVP.
Right, that's true. He's probably the best hitter in the league right now. Is Brock Wilkins, and if you're Brody Mccullough, you might be the best pitcher on Cape Cod. So that was quite the battle, and I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see those two go at it this game.
McCullough will now have to deal with Joe Vitrano, pride of Boston College. Vitrano steps in, having bat .309 this spring. He's 4 for 18 on the Cape with 3 RBI this season. First pitch to him. There's a fastball, goes high at 92. We talked about how McCullough will sit 92 to 94 as a starter, but McCullough's also been used as a reliever. And in those appearances, 94 to 96 really gets the juice flowing. The 1-0 pitch to Vitrano. That's a called ball on the 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Now 2-0. McCullough trails Vitrano.
I mean, you hear those numbers, then you see what Brody Mccullough has put together in the mound so far. You know, you can typically tell right out of the gate out here when a guy has a major league career ahead of him.
There's a ball hitting to left field. It's going to go foul, sharply by about 6 feet. And that saves extra bases as Tito Flores corrals and relays into the infield. It's a 2-1 count now on Vitrano, who is a 46% pull hitter. He's 21% center field, and 33% of the time he hits oppo.
I saw something darting behind the fence. I couldn't figure out what it was. Turns out it is a German Shepherd, I believe.
Yeah, was chasing down a baseball from earlier. Hopefully he got Tito Flores's, and somebody got a souvenir out of that one.
Tito's first Cape Cod home run. Maybe that will get returned to him.
Yeah, with a couple of canine bites in it, too.
Just might.
2-1 count on Vitrano. McCullough steps off, checks over to first base, where Wilkins stands, and comes back to the mound. Wilkins not a steal threat for Harwich.
I feel bad bringing up a dog on the radio, because if you're listening to a game and you hear, oh, there's a dog, you're like, oh, I want to see the dog.
There's a breaking ball called strike at 75 miles an hour. Juxtapose the 93 with the 75 coming right back at you. The bottom drops out on the off speed, and now it's 2-2 as Brody Mccullough is pulled back within range against Joe Vitrano.
Shows you the confidence he has in that pitch to throw it 2-1 to the cleanup hitter on the team and throw it with confidence, too.
Vitrano calls time. McCullough comes back on the rubber. He's thrown 14 pitches here in the top, make it the bottom of the first. In a 1-0 ball game, where your Harbor Hawks lead. The 2-2. This one's cracked into center field. Tracking back is McConnell. McConnell is going to make the catch just about over his shoulder, and that's going to retire the bottom of the first. 1 hit and 1 stranded for Harwich, but that's all they'll do. No damage on the scoreboard as your Harbor Hawks still lead it 1-0. This, the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Enzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. Welcome back to the Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center. Drake Toll alongside Zach Berman, Austin Dakuta, Bria Losick bring you Harbor Hawk baseball as we move to the top of the second inning in today's game so far. It was the Harbor Hawks striking first on the second pitch of our day when Tito Flores went goodbye to left field. Justin Hyannis followed him up with a strikeout. Then Jacob Campbell had a single into center field with Cole McConnell coming next on a putout and Pancho Ruiz striking out to end the top of the first, which brings up Mitch Jebb for his very first at-bat on Cape Cod.
Now, Mitch Jebb is from Saginaw, Michigan.
Yes, he is.
Can you name who else is from Saginaw, Michigan?
Is that Eminem? Madonna?
Not from Eminem. Not Eminem. Some tennis player by the name of Serena Williams. You might have heard of her.
Does she have a sister?
Yes, she does. Her sister was not born in Saginaw, but Serena was.
Wow, what a fact that is.
Also, a basketball player not particularly liked around these parts by the name of Draymond Green.
Jebb hits one right at the third baseman. It's gobbled up to throw to first. Don't get much easier than that when Jebb is retired during his first at-bat. With Jebb set down, Philip Matuli comes to the plate. Matuli this season, a couple of early struggles. Matuli batting just above 70 on the average for the year.
He's played good defense, though, and he's done a nice job of running the bases when he's got on. He's a real strong base runner, not just in terms of stolen bases, but in terms of looking for the extra base, trying to score on pass balls in advance. He can read the pitch really well, and we'll see if his bat can now translate to that.
6'2" lefty Santucci sets and deals a fastball, a called ball low and inside on Matuli. Phillip from the left-handed side this season, .77 batting average, 13 at-bats, 1 hit, has scored a run, has an RBI, a couple of walks, couple of strikeouts as he swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch, and now he gets him at 1-1.
Really nice tailing away slider from Santucci. Whole lot of right-to-left movement.
Santucci from Lowenminster, Massachusetts. 1-1 count. Matuli fouls that one right back to the left side.
Yeah, Leominster is
it not Lowenminster?
No, but good try.
You know,
there are some names of towns up in New England that
they don't
if you show anybody that's not from the area, it can fool you.
No one's
easily.
ever accused me of being a local up here. I'll say that.
It was a good try.
So
good effort.
An effort was made. 1-2 count on Matuli. There's a breaking ball that just misses low.
I mean, Austin, you're the local. What is the most difficult town name to pronounce in the state of Massachusetts?
Situate gives people a lot of problems.
Situate.
Looking at the spelling, it's not easy. Leominster actually gives people problems, too.
The 2-2 to Matuli. Skies this one to left field. Tracking on's a left fielder who camps out under it and makes the grab. McCarty with the put out there, and now 2 outs as Dominick Patel, the shortstop, steps up in his last game on Saturday night. Skied a home run. The lone early run of that game for the Harbor Hawks. They would eventually score in the bottom of the 9th inning to build some momentum as Riku Nishida steps in the batter's box, or the on-deck circle, and gives a slight wave.
I'm a big fan of Patelli's swing. I was watching back through the game. He's got a little bit of Andrew Benintendi in his swing. A whole lot goes out to right center.
Lefty. Santucci deals, and there's a breaking ball inside. Called ball and a 1-0 count on Dominick Patel.
And his home run was not a cheapie the other day.
No, it was not
a really
cheapie.
good shot to right center.
The 1-0, Patel cracks this one to left field, tracking over, not in time. Down for a base hit was McCarty as Dominick Patel will trot over to first base and have the third hit of the ball game for the Harbor Hawks through less than 2 innings of play. We're waiting for the offense to get hot, and early signs of that here against Harwich.
Yeah, we talked about in the open, they had to get out early. They've been trailing in the last couple of losses right out of the gate, so it's important for them to have a good start, and this is part of that. 1 run in the first. Now with the bottom of the order up, can Riku Nishida extend the inning and get the top of the order back to the plate?
Well, it is Riku Nishida facing Jonathan Santucci. Nishida 4 for 20 this season as Santucci checks back over to Patel at first base to keep him there. Now back on the rubber, the lefty has a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Nishida, one of the toughest outs on the Cape. He's the 9-hole hitter, but a de facto leadoff in that 9 spot. Santucci's first pitch to Nishida. Patel goes. The throw is in time. They've got Dominick Patel and a nice toss there from Teal to get him that ends the top of the second inning. The Harbor Hawks will strand none after Patel is thrown out at second, but they did pick up that hit from Dominick, and we'll take you to the bottom of the first with Hyannis leading 1-0 at Harwich on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm sideline reporter Bria Losick, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Cape Cod 5 Cent Saving Bank. Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services, and Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Well, I've got bad news for anybody in a cream uniform with a bat in their hand in this ball game, and that bad news is the fact you got to face Brody Mccullough. Allowed his first base runner of the season in the top of the first inning with a hit given up to the third batter he faced in Brock Wilkins, but after that was able to set down Joe Vitrano and now meets Jake Geloff.
I got worse news for the Mariners, as it doesn't get easier in Game 2.
Well, a guy at the plate now in Geloff hit 21 homers and drove in 81 at Virginia while batting .377. He is a legitimate pro.
92-mile-an-hour fastball and a called strike on the outside half
You
the
do
plate.
that at an ACC school?
Yep.
Man, oh man.
He's expected to join Team USA this summer as well.
Next pitch, he sees that one as well outside of the zone. A ball at 83 miles an hour. Geloff at Virginia. You talk about a .377 batting average, a .477 OBP.
Incredible.
On that.
I saw him going into his freshman year the summer before that when I was with the Brockton Rocks. Jake was the starting shortstop.
Did he go? Well,
looks like he did.
They'll chart him a strike on the scoreboard, but never saw a check down to the first base umpire.
Check the third.
Oh,
and
great.
Even as an 18-year-old, Geloff was the guy in the home run derbies for the Brockton Rocks. He was every day going out there and the star of the team at such a young age, so it's not surprising to see his success.
Yeah.
Not surprising, considering where he went to high school.
1-2's outside of the zone, 2-2 now.
That would be IMG Academy.
Yes.
Known for producing athletes. The next pitch called strike 3. Give Brody Mccullough another, and that's a beauty at 93 miles an hour outside part of the plate, and it sends Jake Geloff back to the dugout.
Brody Mccullough says, you know what, all your accolades, all your homers, you know what, inside fastball, 93, nothing you can do about that one.
Yeah, I mean, to go from fastball to curveball back to the fastball, it keeps hitters off balance, and when you're throwing it at 93 and your breaking ball 15 miles per hour less, it's nearly impossible to stay on.
McCullum, the righty, currently stands at 6'3", 215 pounds. The first pitch that he throws to Tommy Seidel's a called strike, that one at 91. Seidel, a big bunt threat when he's got guys on. He's had 7 in the spring. Steal threat 2, 12 for 13 on the base path. The 0-1 to him is a ball low. Another fastball from McCullough. Feels like while the breaking ball is working, he's just feeling fastball until somebody for the Harwich Mariners catches up to it. The 1-1 pitch. This one, little check swing foul ball back behind us.
Seidel is quite the story. 4 seasons at Harvard, combined to play 61 games. And then goes from Harvard to Alabama. Goes from the Crimson to the Crimson Tide.
How COVID may have played a deal in that, too, with the Ivy League shutting things down.
Right.
You talk about 4 years and 66 games.
Impressive start to his season with the Tide. .302 average with 51 starts in 55 games.
The 1-2. Lucky to foul off an 85-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Also, 12 stolen bases, Not easy to do in the Southeastern Conference as well. I'm sure Tommy Seidel and Jay Driver go back a little bit.
Speaking of Southeastern
considering
Conference,
they are both from Wellesley, Massachusetts as well.
Yeah. Arkansas and Ole Miss playing in Omaha tonight. College World Series game. Has my eyes glued to that one. The 1-2. There's a fastball screamer high. Poncho Ruiz snatches that one out of the air, but it's a 2-2 count now to Tommy Seidel.
Got to tell you, it's a tough time to be a Texas Longhorn right now.
When is it not? 2-2 with one out here. Nobody on. There's a check swing. They'll say he didn't go. Poncho Ruiz doesn't even check it. Now a full count. Brody Mccullough trying to avoid his first walk of the young season.
Now that's a very good job by Seidel to hold up on. Not an easy pitch to hold up on.
3-2. McCullough gives him 91 eye level, and Seidel won't bite. He'll trot down to first base, and with Seidel on, the steal threat will certainly be looking to go with one out here and second base open as Ryan McCarty steps to the plate from Penn State Abington.
Well, that was a rare at-bat for Brody Mccullough. 3 straight fastballs that he missed high with. I don't think you'll see that again.
Ryan McCarty steps in, having bat .529 in the spring.
Holy smokes, you got to look at this guy's stats.
First pitch he sees at 88. The fastball takes a little off, but it's in the zone and a cut and a miss.
He set a new single-season Division III record at Penn State Abington with 220 total bases. Career high in average, 529. Career high in runs, 89. 100 hits, 27 doubles, 29 home runs, 91 RBIs.
22 stolen bases.
He tied the single-game D3 record for most home runs in a game with 4.
He was the Division III Player of the Year, was Ryan McCarty.
In that game, he also went 6 for 7 with 9 RBIs.
Wow. No balls, 1 strike. He takes a ball out, back pick, and there goes the runner who is tagged out at second. The back pick to Hyannis. And going on the back pick was Tommy Seidel, realizing he was dead to rights. When he did, Hyannis flips right to Riku Nishida, who lays the tag at second base. Out easy, now 2 down in the bottom of the second.
Just your casual 1-3-4 put out.
How about the back pick? Hyannis goes to tag, realizes he's not there, and immediately goes to Riku Nishida. There's a foul ball skied above us and out of play.
Boy, we're in the splash zone right here. If someone hits one at the right angle, I should have brought a glove.
Yeah, take our computer out. Now a 1-2 count.
I haven't brought a glove to a game because I haven't owned a glove. I was that kid, growing up. I'd go to BP's. I'd bring a glove. I had just gotten a new glove, and I left it in the left field bleachers of the Rogers Center in Toronto.
McCullough. Ooh, fastball. Just misses outside by an inch. 92 miles an hour. You can see Justin Hyannis, the first baseman, was headed back to the dugout, and will have to man his spot again at first.
Yeah, ever since I lost that glove, I haven't gotten a new one.
Didn't want to ship it back from Canada?
2-2. This one, cracked to left field. Tito Flores tracking back. He's under it, makes the grab. That's the third out of the bottom of the second inning. Nobody left on after 1 walk given up by Brody Mccullough. He's been solid thus far through 2. Your score, Hyannis 1, Harwich 0 on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including the Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Gene Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Out trots Jonathan Santucci. He's gone 2 innings, 28 pitches, 19 strikes, 9 balls, and a .450 ERA. That's because Tito Flores took him yard of the second pitch of today's ball game. Couple of strikeouts, though, for Santucci. And he will deal with, in this lineup, Riku Nishida, the toughest out for the Harbor Hawks, and a great guy to lead off the top of the third.
This is partially why Nishida's in the 9-hole, because it's going to allow him to lead off some innings. We've seen it the last couple of nights, too, so it's effectively like a double leadoff guy. You have him followed by Flores, and with what Flores did in his first at-bat, he could have a base runner on with how we know how well Riku works the count.
Riku Nishida, so far this season, is 4 for 20, batting .200. And a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Jonathan Santucci. Santucci sets and deals, and Nishida's going to bump one down the left side. It's not even close. It's not even close. Teal, the catcher, comes back out to try to grab that baseball and throw Riku Nishida out at first base, but the bunt catches everybody off guard, and he's safe by a mile. Teal, in the end, didn't even throw the ball. The bunt beautifully laid down, and Nishida stole 53 bags this spring at Mount Hood, so you know his speed's going to do him wonders. It did it there. Now Tito Flores comes back up, having get a home run in his last at-bat.
Okay, now I got to ask you again, what is the significance of the number 0?
That
would be
runs allowed by Brody Mccullough this
yes,
season.
that would also be the amount of baseballs that Riku Nishida has pulled off the bat this entire season.
Wow.
Every pitch he has made contact with has wound up either to center or left.
That's pretty neat.
Including
Where'd
that
you
one.
find that? That's a really good stat. There. A hit right at the third baseman. The out at second is charged. The out at first. And a double play. Pretty easy there for the Harwich Mariners as they get 2. Nishida thrown out at second. Tito Flores thrown out at first. And 2 down as Justin Janus comes to the plate.
I did find that on the spray chart from Point Streak, which is pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie.
Point streak. Coming in clutch there. You couldn't get it to work before today's game either.
No, I could not.
Exactly.
I get it to work. See, now you look at Janice's spray chart. He's hit a couple to right center. Most of his contacts have actually gone in the vicinity of center field.
First pitch to Janus is a called strike on the fastball. Down 0-1 now to the former 4-hole hitter at Illinois as he sends a foul ball up the left side. Down in the count 0-2.
You can actually configure this so much. You can take away bunts, drag bunts, flyouts, ground balls, weak line drives, slaps. You can filter home games, away games. My goodness.
0-2 to Justin Janus. There's a breaking ball that just misses high. Teal holds on to it for a second, letting everybody at the ballpark know his displeasure of not getting the strike 3 call. Nobody's happier than Zach Berman, who just discovered point streak.
Spray charts.
The 1-2, Janus checks that one. It's called foul.
That's the right call. It did hit him. Or hit the bat twice.
It hit the bat twice, but still in the box and in fair play. One of the funkier plays that you'll see, but a foul ball is called and Justin Janus steps back in.
So Janus has made 4 contacts in his away games. 2
Janus,
flyouts
the 1-2
left.
to him. That ball's called strike 3. Janus thought it was inside the off speed at 79 miles an hour. Will retire the Hawks at the top of the third, but they still lead it. Your score: Hyannis 1, Harwich 0. This, the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Enzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. Well, he's been solid all year long, and he trots back out for the Harbor Hawks. That's Brody Mccullough, who is Outfielder about a .312 at Cincinnati in the spring. He cuts and misses at the 0-1 into Pancho Ruiz's glove, and now an 0-2. There's a base runner at first base as well for the Mariners. It was Danny Corona who worked a 9-pitch at-bat on a 3-2 count, took a fastball high, trotted over to first base. McCullough sets and deals. This one's skied out of play behind us, foul ball, and still down 0-2 is Harding.
I got to tell you, I'm looking through the list of alums that have come through this program here in Harwich, and it's borderline absurd. Names like, Kevin Millar, Josh Donaldson, J.A. Happ.
There's a pickoff move to first base, and not in time, but it does cause Danny Corona to lose his sunglasses.
I'll give you two good ones. Two professional athletes that played for the Harwich Mariners that are not baseball players anymore.
There's the 0-2. That one's cut on into center field and down before McConnell could get there for a base hit. Now 2 on, runner at first and second. As the 8 and 9 hole getting a little bit done here for the Mariners as Danny Corona stands at 2. Cole Harding stands at 1, and Nick Goodwin comes to the plate.
So this is a bit of a challenge. We haven't seen Brody yet this season deal with runners on base. First situation he's been in like this on the Cape. Well, that's true because he also pitched his first game in Wareham. So this is the first time we've seen him pitch on the Cape all season.
Right,
but
that's true. In essence.
To finish my point, the two Harwich Mariners that are in professional sports, not baseball players, that would be Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals and Pat Connaughton of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Wow. Kyler Murray played for Harwich.
Yes, he did. 2017.
That's news. At the dish now. Nick Goodwin. First pitch he takes from McConnell is a called strike. Or McCullough. One or the other. McConnell's in center.
That he is.
The 0-1 from Brody McCullough, who has 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the third. Harbor Hawks with a 1-0 lead. McCullough checks over to second. Back to the dish. Deals a fastball. That one's cut on foul to the left
Broken
side.
bat, I think.
And Mitch Jebb comes over to it, but going to need a new bat for Nick Goodwin.
I think we've lost count, but a lot of bats being splintered the first couple of weeks down here on Cape Cod, and that's part of the adjustment the guys are making. When they're getting jammed up and in, they're going after the pitch, right? And it's just sawing off the handle. It's a pitch that by next week they'll be laying off.
Yeah. It's Corona at second base. Harding still at first, and now the 0-2 pitch to Nick Goodwin. Goodwin's coming out of the dugout with a new bat. Guys usually bring 3, 4, 5 of those, expecting to break a few, especially early in the season.
Yeah.
He'll break plenty, and we've seen probably close to 10 between Hyannis and their opponents.
Start a bonfire with the amount of broken bats you get in the first couple of weeks.
Roast some marshmallows.
Toss it to a kid.
Yeah, on the beach.
No balls, 2 strikes. McCullough sits, eyes Corona at 2, comes home with it. That ball's in the dirt. Corona thinks about going to third, then trots back to second.
That's just Pancho being Pancho.
He thought about it way too long, and Pancho Ruiz was able to collect that baseball pretty quickly, but had Corona get an initial jump on it, I'm sure he would have gone, and then just kind of caught himself in between and then trotted back to second base with a 1-2 count on Nick Goodwin.
Nick Goodwin, of course. In high school, he was the number 2 overall shortstop in the entire state of Kansas.
You know who number 1 was? There's a cut and miss from Nick Goodwin. Neither do I. Following Goodwin to the plate, 2-hole Kyle Teal. Teal's first at-bat resulted in a strikeout. That was Goodwin's second strikeout of the day. And in total, Brody McCullough has fanned 4 through 2 1/3, but he's still in a bit of a jam here with the runner at first and runner at second. And stepping to the plate, the catcher Kyle Teal. A righty McCullough on the lefty Teal. McCullough will check Corona at second and then deal to the plate. First pitch, this one's fouled out of play to the left side. Fastball 89 miles an hour from Brody McCullough. Kyle Teal, 276 batting average in the spring for Virginia, but a 4.02 on-base percentage. 45 RBI as well. 3 stolen bases in 5 attempts. McCullough eyes Corona at second. Nobody's holding him there, so he just trots back.
It's interesting to see Brody McCullough work from the stretch. We didn't get to see it in Wareham.
Not once, huh?
Not once.
So now seeing it here, he does have a little bit of a high leg kick, but he's still very quick to home.
The 0-1 on Teal. Teal fouls that one way off the left side. Brody Mccullough, in his spring for Wingate, was 9-1 with a 2.40 ERA. A 2.40 ERA for a starter who went 62 2/3. That's pretty good.
I would say so.
24 walks, 110 strikeouts.
How about that?
That's a lot of strikeouts.
That is a lot. He
That
piles
is a
them
lot
up.
of strikeouts.
But the thing is he does it without racking up the pitches, right?
Right.
He keeps his pitch count under control every night.
The 0-2 to Kyle Teal with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the third. From McCullough, deals that one in the dirt. Corona thinks about going to third again, but Pancho Ruiz is able to swallow it up and
Another
throw back to McCullough in
impressive
time.
block by Pancho Ruiz.
Standing at first base still is Cole Harding. Now the 0-2 again from Brody Mccullough. McCullough's pitch count. He's got 34 strikes and 18 balls, 52 pitches. McCullough, the next one, that one's fouled off the right side.
Coach Johnson had a chance.
Tried to
at
barehand it.
Couldn't quite corral.
Came up empty.
Still looking at a 1-2 here.
I am a
Pushing
big
55
fan.
pitches. I'm not sure if McCullough will go above 60.
I'm not sure. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of these Harwich Mariners uniforms. I like the cream and red. I think it's a good look.
Very Arkansas Razorback-esque. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Teal. Righty McCullough. That one misses by
Not much.
-1, -2 inches. It didn't miss by too much. I think it was in there. But we play on. 2-2 count now. Beautiful fastball from McCullough. Surprised that Teal was able to lay off, and he'll have to come back at him with the 2-2. McCullough sets. Eyes Corona briefly and then comes to the plate. That one is skied into center field. It's going deep. Cole McConnell running under it. McConnell will give way to Flores, who makes the catch in left. Corona's going to tag. The throw from Flores to third base is not in time. Mitch Jebb corrals it, but they're going to leave the runner at first base. So there'll be runners on the corners as Cole Harding decides to stay put.
That's your classic metal bat home run.
Yeah.
Got really good contact on it. You could hear that thump even with your headset on.
Well, yeah, you could hear it right off the bat. The entire crowd goes, ooh.
Good crowd here today, I got to tell you. This
Great
is a
crowd,
very
yeah.
good crowd.
For 4:49 on a Monday, as the pitching coach will come out and talk to Brody Mccullough. The first time we've seen that this season.
I mean, it's got to be a combination of, Harwich's a good team. Hawks are going to be a good team. This weather is literally perfect. I mean, can you get a better weather day than this? There's no humidity. It's 74, 73 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky.
Weatherman, Mr. Zach Berman.
Thank you, Zach.
for the update.
I could never be a
Our
weatherman.
director of broadcast, Harrison Myers, is actually a practiced and registered. Is it registered? Is that the right word? Registered weatherman, I believe.
Spotter.
Weather spotter.
Remember, it was before the... Which game had the rain? Was it Falmouth?
So if you've got a storm near you, call 508-33. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were going to say
I can't.
867-5309.
I won't give out Harrison's number on the air. But no count from Brody Mccullough to Brock Wilkin. I think 508's the local area
Yes,
code.
That is
it is.
my
Look at me.
first three. Way to be, Drake. You're a local already.
508, is that the local or 617 or 617 Boston?
617's Boston.
The first pitch to Brock Wilkin is a ball inside. Wilkin, the infielder from Wake Forest. If you give way to him and find him on base, you have to deal with Joe Vitrano.
Yeah, tough spot here for McCullough. I mean, that's why you saw the mound visit. You have the reigning MVP at the dish who already has a hit off of you tonight. So see how they kind of work Wilkin here.
McCullough's next pitch to Wilkin. That one is skied out of play on the right side. Foul ball. Now a 1-1 count. Wilkin standing at 6'4", 225 pounds. Commands the plate when he steps up at the dish.
Yeah. Looks like a big leaguer already.
Yeah, he
the
does.
size, the strength, and the bat looks like a toothpick in his hand.
Like watching Heston Kjerstad. When that guy would come to the plate, you just think,
Yeah.
all right, you could see him in the league, and then he's the number 2 overall pick by the Baltimore Orioles. The 1-1 from McCullough. That one's a called strike, and that is a beauty.
Yeah, he needed that one too. If that's a called ball, you're now behind 2-1
Yep.
and in a tough spot. But now 1-2, a couple different ways Brody can go here. He likes to go to the high fastball, but
I like
also
that high inside fastball.
that's a
where
good
I would
spot. He
go.
has the breaking ball too that he can go to. So see what Poncho and McCullough decide. But fastball up and in might not be a bad idea.
McCullough checks over to Harding at first base. Brock Wilkin.
Out of Valrico, Florida, suburb of Tampa, home of Fox Sports sportscaster Aaron Andrews.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from McCullough. Wilkin watches a ball high, and Pancho Ruiz holds it there for just a second. Wilkin lays off of those pretty typically, but low fastballs, got a 42% swing percentage, and they've highlighted that in here in the scouting report is throwing him an outside curve or a slider or a low fastball or a low breaking ball, and both of those are typically good out pitches against Wilkin. The 2-2. Runner goes. It's hit to Patel. Dominick Patel fields. The throw to first is in time. The Harbor Hawks strand a runner at first and a runner at third. Brody Mccullough finds his way out of the jam. It is 1-0. The Harbor Hawks lead this one after 3 innings of play. And we're going to take it down to the baseline to our dugout reporter, Bria Losick.
Thanks, Jake. The last time the Harbor Hawks visited White House Field, the bats were hot. Harwich and Hyannis combined for 34 runs. And even though Hyannis lost that game 18-16, they almost mounted a comeback, scoring 10 runs in the 8th and the 9th. The Harbor Hawks are hoping for similar success at the plate today as they come into the doubleheader with a team batting average below 200. Back to you guys in the booth.
Yeah, Austin, you talked about it before the game, and the Harbor Hawks from a defensive standpoint, especially pitching, have been fine. I mean, all the stats across the league and even league comparisons have been great, but it's the batters that have yet to catch up with these wood bats.
Yeah, their pitching, as you just said, I mean, they're in the top 5 in almost every pitching category, and that's considering, too, the fact that they had an 11-run blunder against the Wareham Gatemen 2 a week ago. So their pitching staff is doing everything they can to keep them in ball games. Unfortunately, you're seeing a little bit of an adjustment for the guys from the metal to the wood, and unfortunately, the team batting average and hitting stats have suffered, but you're seeing signs of guys breaking through. We saw the Patel home run. We saw Flores home run today. So you're starting to see it. It's starting to pile up. 4 hits already for the Harbor Hawks is a positive sign, and we'll see if they can just string those hits together now.
I just want to note the job that Brody Mccullough did in that Wilkin at bat. That is what you expect out of a major league pitcher. You have 2 guys on, and his strikeout stuff wasn't working. Wilkin was able to lay off that high fastball, and he gets him he forced him to hit a weak ground ball. That is something that major league scouts are looking for. Your strikeout stuff isn't on. You're facing one of the best hitters in the entire league. What do you do? And that is a job well done and a half by Brody Mccullough to work out of the jam.
Well, he'll face, and he, being the pitcher for Harwich, Jonathan Santucci, will face Jacob Campbell. Campbell led the team in batting average for a couple of games there, and now Campbell currently sits on the season at a total of .357. He had a single to center field in his first at-bat against Santucci. The lefty Santucci deals to the righty Campbell. He checks his swing, and he did not go.
That's probably the right call. I mean, it looked like he held up just enough. And Campbell really talked about the plate discipline. He's not going to chase a ton of pitches, and he puts a ton of balls in play, which is all you can ask for your starting catcher.
Yeah. Next pitch to Campbell. There's a cut and a miss. He'll be the DH in Game 1 and then start behind the dish in Game 2, most likely for the Harbor Hawks.
Campbell right now listed as the number 22 MLB draft prospect in the Big Ten by Perfect Game. Of course, he was also drafted in the 36th round of the 2018 draft by the Chicago Cubs.
The 1-1. That one's fouled off the plate. Now down 1-2 in the count against Santucci. In today's game, Santucci has thrown 38 pitches. The only run he's allowed was a home run by Tito Flores in the first at-bat of the game. Santucci, 2 strikeouts coming into this game on the season.
Just looking at the handy-dandy spray chart here. Out of the 4 hits that Nick Campbell has accumulated this year, 3 of them ground balls up the middle.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Campbell. Santucci deals to the DH. This one's cracked right to the shortstop. The catch, the throw, and in time, Corona getting the out of Jacob Campbell. And Campbell will give way in the lineup to Cole McConnell, the center fielder for the Harbor Hawks, who's batting .200 on the year but went 2 for 4 against Cotuit on Saturday.
Yeah, that was undoubtedly McConnell's best game here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. You just said it, Drake, 2 hits at the plate, but he also had an outfield assist in center field, gunning down a runner at home plate. In the air, too, I might add. I mean, he had a really good all-around game, and that was why he was the roll-a-bump player of the game.
Yeah, McConnell, a product of Louisiana Tech, and the first pitch that he sees, he'll crack to left field. This one moving foul and well out of the reach of the left fielder. That's McCarty giving chase. He won't get there in time, and now 0-1 count.
McConnell 3 for 14 on this season, all 3 hits. Once again, coming via ground balls, and you take the ground ball feature away, he's only made 2 contacts that were not ground balls.
Wow, the ground ball feature, I love it. 0-1 count. McConnell laces one into center field. Coming over and under the baseball to make the grab is Harding, and that's the second out of the top of the 4th inning.
I got to tell you, somebody that is just like a big baseball stats guy, I am in 7th heaven right now.
Finally found point streak. We're what, 5 games into the season, and point streak has been discovered. Speaking of today's game, you've got 7 innings here with a doubleheader. The Harbor Hawks and the Harwich Mariners are slated to play 2 7-inning ball games. However, if the teams are tied in the 7th inning, they can play up to the 9th inning. Now, if they're still tied in the 9th, they'll call it a tie and end it there, as you hear quite loudly Mr. Berman's wrapper being opened here next to the microphone. What are those there, Mr. Zach?
Thanks to our wonderful dugout reporter, Bria Losick, I have been handed some Skittles. So taste the rainbow.
All right, 1-0 count on Pancho Ruiz.
Hear the rainbow as well.
And now 1-1 count as he gives a check swing. They'll say that he went 1-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Harbor Hawks up 1-0 here, top of the 4th inning. The 1-1 to Pancho Ruiz. It's a called ball on the breaking ball, 80 miles an hour from Santucci outside of the zone. Talk about how Santucci has appeared already once this season. 3 innings pitched, a hit and a walk allowed with 2 strikeouts in that one. He's yet to start. This is his first start of the season. He was the 3rd pitcher that Harwich saw in their season opener, and now he's starting in this one. He's got a 3-1 count with the ball outside to Pancho Ruiz. I feel like 3-1's not right.
I'm interested to see how Pancho plays today. He had a double in his last start, and he's starting to really swing the bat better. We'll see if it will carry over.
Next pitch, Ruiz grounds this one up the middle. The ball is hit to the shortstop, Corona, who throws to first and makes the out. The Harbor Hawks are retired here in the 4th. Your score, Hyannis 1, Harwich 0. Drake Toll alongside Austin Takuda, Zach Berman, Bria Losick on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm Zach Berman, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. We would also like to thank 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Well, it starts with a B and ends in Brody Mccullough. 60 pitches today, 39 strikeouts, 21 balls, and a gem of an outing already. Another quality start from McCullough, who will face Vetrano as the first batter he sees here in the bottom of the 4th.
Can't confirm, no relation to Rangers left winger Frank Vetrano.
Well, it starts with a B and ends in Brody Mccullough, and his day is done. It's Magdel Cotto coming out to the mound now for the Harbor Hawks. McCullough's day ends 3 innings, 60 pitches in total. Again, those 39 strikes, 21 balls. He had 5 strikeouts in his first appearance. In this one against Harwich, in just 3 innings, he had 4. Really solid stuff from McCullough, and ends his day having given up just 2 hits, 2 walks, and no runs in this one for the Harbor Hawks. And Magdel Cotto comes out for his 3rd appearance of the season.
Hey, another good start by a Harbor Hawk. It's been pretty impressive starting pitching-wise, other than the blunder against Wareham. But Cotto comes into this one with an ERA of 7.36, and that comes from the 3 earned runs he accumulated in 2 2/3 against Wareham on June 16th. In his first appearance against the Gatemen, though, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. He has struck out 7 on the year.
Magdel Cotto.
Only thing bigger than his strikeout numbers is personality.
Yeah, he leads the team in strikeouts. He's also really good at. He was hot a couple games ago, and he comes to me before the game. Hot meaning he was scheduled to relieve for one of the starting pitchers. Came over and said, "Hey, I'm headed to Speedway. What do you want?" I said, "Magdell, it's about 30 minutes before the game." He said, "I know. I'm headed to Speedway. What do you want?"
What did you end up getting?
Today's Black Cherry Vanilla Bang that sits to my right is sponsored by Magdell Cotto. And big thanks to the one they call Mags, or Mag, one or the other. He faces Joe Vetrano. First pitch to Vetrano. That one's hit right toward Mitch Jebb. Jebb makes the play in the air, drops the ball on the exchange, but they're going to still say that he made the play diving to his right to get the out on a line. I thought that ball from Vetrano skipped off the dirt, but they'll say he was able to collect it in the air, and a beauty, a web gem.
Oh, welcome to the Hawks.
Well, we might have.
Start by Mitch Jebb, and not only is he highly touted with the bat, but you just saw it with the leather.
We might have our early play of the season from Hyannis Harbor Hawk. That was a beauty.
Magdell Cotto, 95 miles an hour, and a called strike on the outside half the plate. Hello, Jake Galoff. Meet Magdell Cotto. He throws as high as 99 from the bump. Here he goes. Off speed, 89 miles an hour. Probably that changeup he throws in there. Gets a big cut and a miss from Geloff.
Very interesting arm angle with his changeup. He almost bends his elbow at a 90-degree angle.
The 0-2. There's a fastball at 96 outside. Wow. How about an 89-mile-an-hour changeup?
Yeah, 96-mile-per-hour
That just
fastball.
shows how hard this guy throws.
Hey, he was a pain for my Missouri Tigers, so.
A 1-2 count. That one's cracked foul to our right side. That play by Mitch Jebb. They said that from where we're broadcasting here in Harwich that you can't get a good view of the third baseline. They were not wrong. I couldn't see it. Austin, could you see it from your angle?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay.
It looked like he caught it.
It looked good off the bat.
The 1-2 from Magdell Cotto. There's a fastball. High runs at 96 miles an hour. When that comes eye level, you certainly take notice. The count now 2-2.
Well, I was told, look to the third base umpire to see what happens.
Well,
if you can't figure that out, look to what the crowd's react.
Yeah, that's good. Magdell Cotto, the 2-2. That one's cracked. Another foul ball to our right side.
96.
I got a pretty good view of the third baseline. I have no idea what's going on down in the Harbor Hawk arm barn, though.
Right.
Not a clue. You can't see anything down the right field side.
Pretty limited view, but a beautiful field here. White House Field is one of the more spectacular on the Cape. So well kept, too, and a pretty deep field at that.
400 to dead center. It's a good poke all around.
2-2 to Geloff. That pitch is called strike 3. Magdell Cotto gets a cut down for his 8th strikeout of the season.
When you're pumping 96, 97, and you drop your changeup down to only 89, this guy is hitting 89 on changeups. And, he froze him like a mariner in headlights.
Magdell Cotto is that guy. Tommy Seidel comes up, the Alabama outfielder. We mentioned earlier.
Eventually, he'll come up to the plate.
Yeah, he's taking his time.
Well, I'm sure we've had the discussion already about how, the Harbor Hawks used to be the Mets and the Firebirds used to be the Orleans Cardinals. The Harwich Mariners got to keep their name because they predated the Seattle Mariners.
The first pitch that Tommy Seidel will see from Magdell Cotto, 96, eye level. Magdell Cotto says, hello, good afternoon.
Show you what I got.
Yep. It's like he wanted to throw the high fastball there. Just here's a look at it. Now try to hit it. Cotto. The 1-0 pitch to the outfielder Seidel. Dishes the old off speed. There's a strike at 84 miles an hour.
84 to go from 96 to 84. That is major league caliber speed differentials.
He was way out in front as well. You could see he had to stop and swing. That's just how far out he was.
Ain't it a beaut, Clark? The 1-1 from Cotto. There's another off-speed, 84 miles an hour. That one's a called strike on the outside half the plate again.
Phenomenal break on that pitch. That started about chest high, wound up about belt high, and it looks a little bit faster than 84. That just speaks to how impressive that pitch is.
There's a ball hit right at the first baseman, Justice Hyannis. They call that the old can of corn. He steps on first base. Retired is Tommy Seidel, and Magdell Cotto goes 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th. We have 3 innings left here at White House Field. Your score, Hyannis 1, Harwich 0. This, the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
I'm sideline reporter Bria Losick, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Cape Cod 5 Cent Saving Bank. Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services, and Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Well, hello again, Jonathan Santucci comes back out for the Harwich Mariners, having a pretty good outing under his belt. He's tossed the last 3 scoreless, but the very first batter he saw in this ballgame was Tito Flores, who sent him about 400 feet to left field for a home run.
That was a bomb.
Only score of our game today at a 1-0 ball game through 4. We only playing 7 at Harwich, so we're past the halfway point.
This is a very big game 1 to win. If the Hawks can somehow get both out of this, I believe that would make them over 500 for the first time since 2018.
Yeah, it's been a little bit for these Harbor Hawks, and the first batter of the top of the 5th inning for Hyannis will come by way of number 38, the new guy, Mitch Jebb. Mitch Jebb came in just a couple of days ago, was slated to start yesterday, said he was glad to get the day off. He's back out there today taking a change-up, or making an off-speed, 79 miles an hour for a strike on the inside part of the plate, and he comes up after making a web gem of a play at third base.
Let's talk about these cleats that Mitch Jebb is wearing. Bright neon green Nike cleats.
Next pitch Jebb sees. He's going to take a big cut at it, now an 0-2.
Not Michigan State Spartan green.
That is bright.
That is Michigan State has done the new alternate, and they're using a random neon green on everything.
Yes,
basketball jerseys, baseball uniforms. So Jebb gives a little nod to his home school. The 0-2 to Mitch Jebb. That one's bounced in the dirt and bounced now off the mask of the catcher and away. Nobody on, so it does no harm except for to Teal's head. That's one of those you take the old Excedrin for.
You know what his cleats look like? You know those bright green Kobe's that he used to wear like 08, 09, the green Mambas.
There's a called strike 3, and that was true. Mitch Jebb's going to head back to the dugout after the 0-2 was watched for a backwards K, and that brings up Philip Matuli out of the plate for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, Matuli 0 for 1 today. He hit the ball well to left field, and he's a guy who's starting to get his swing together. The numbers might not tell you that story, but just watching him in batting practice, watching him in his at-bats lately, he's starting to see more pitches, fighting off the tough ones, and putting the ball in play. I think it's a matter of time before the hits start to fall.
Matuli played in Rockford, Illinois last summer in the Northwoods League, and the first pitch that he sees from after it is hit right behind us, near us. The catcher's coming over, and Teal's able to make the grab right beside the broadcast booth. What a great play by the catcher there to come up with it. We almost all scattered because the baseball it looked like for a second it was coming right down on top of us.
I was getting ready to go. Sorry to our producers. I was moving out of the way of that one.
There's Philip Machulia is retired, and now 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Coming to the plate for the Harbor Hawks is the shortstop, Dominick Patel. He's the 8-hole in the lineup today. The 9-hole Riku Nishida follows him.
Man, I was looking straight up at the sky there. I was...
First pitch to Pateli.
I saw the ball. I was looking straight up. I was just kind of frozen. I was wondering, do I move? Do I not?
Well, Zach didn't bring his gloves.
No, I did. My gloves sitting in Toronto. We already know this.
0-1 count after the called fastball strike for Pateli.
By the time you made a decision, Zach, it was going to hit you right on the noggin like that wakeboard did.
Yes.
Just like that wakeboard.
Meanwhile, Riku's in the batter's box, and he's gone with some new eye black.
It's a 1-1 now as the ball is bouncing in the dirt. The 1-1 to Dominick Patel. Patel takes a big cut and a miss at an off-speed that goes in the dirt. Fooled there by the big lefty from Duke. I haven't talked about it much, but Santucci's thrown quite the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing it against left-handed hitters, too. They're going after that breaking ball every time he throws it.
But 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch to Pateli. He grounds this one right at the first baseman. Ball is collected. The step on first, and an out is recorded by Joe Vetrano. The 3rd out of the top of the 5th inning as we go to the bottom of the 5th. We'll see who trots out of the bump for the Harbor Hawks as they garner a 1-0 lead. Harbor a 1-0 lead. One of those things for a 1-0 lead on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Broadcaster Austin Dakuda, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harborhawks baseball on the Hyannis Harborhawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including the Yawkey Foundation. Tom and Gene Yawkey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yawkeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognize the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yawkey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years. The Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is partnering with the Cape Cod Baseball League this year to help you find a trusted business at bbb.org. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harborhawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
Well, hello, Magdale Cotto, and hello, Magdale Cotto's fastball. He's back on the mound at the bottom of the 5th inning, having retired 3 of the Harwich hitters, 1, 2, and 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Drake Toll, joined by Austin Dakuda, Zach Berman, Bria Losick, our producers Abby Stokes and Ella Gibson, our director of broadcasting Harrison Myers, as well as the Harbor Hawks have a 1-0 lead, thanks to the first batter of the ballgame, Tito Flores, who went yard to left field, and the Harwich Mariners try to put something on the board here. Their offense has struggled their last couple of ball games, as has most every offense on Cape Cod.
Except for Cotuit, seemingly.
Yeah, no kidding. Those guys have been solid, 7-0 now, 36 runs scored for the Cotuit Kettleers.
Well, even then,
of
6 runs allowed, by the way. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even with the runs they're scoring, the games aren't even particularly close for the Kettleers right now, with just 6 runs allowed across 7 contests.
Ryan McCarty will step to the plate, the righty versus the lefty, Magdale Cotto. Mag throws a fastball just a little outside of the zone, 94 miles an hour, called ball. McCarty at Penn State Abington, or Abington.
Abington.
Abington, is that right? Abington has no synergy statistics, so we don't know the deep tracks on our friend Ryan McCarty. As that ball is fouled off, now a 1-1 count.
Wareham's put some offense together down the road in Chatham. They're up 3-1 on the Anglers, but Michael Sansone, who of course gave the Harbor Hawks fits.
Throwing well again, huh?
Throwing well again. He does have 2 guys on and nobody out, though.
Ooh, there's a called ball at 94. Just missed the zone on the outside half the plate against McCarty. McCarty last season in the spring batted, carried the 3, 529. Had 591 OBP. The next pitch he sees, this one's skied out of play on the left side, and now the count evens at 2-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Video game numbers.
Yeah, 22 stolen bases in 26 attempts, 29 home runs to just 27 doubles. I think the guy could get a few more doubles in there.
And cross factor as well, both playing D3 and lighting up their respective
2 balls, 2 strikes. Magdale Cotto goes upstairs fastball, and McCarty won't bite. The count runs full. I love that every guy here has swing tendencies, and does he bunt, does he steal, all those things.
There is no other summer league that's going to give you that information.
3 balls, 2 strikes from Magdale Cotto. Sit down. Did he go? No, he didn't. He's headed down to first base, having gotten away with one. McCarty went all the way around, but the first base umpire and I are at a disagreement on that one, and a base runner is aboard with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th with Magdale Cotto on the bump.
I am an ump, I say he goes, but then again, I am not an umpire. That's, of course, it's a very objective call. That can go either way depending on
anybody that was watching.
Well, he said the problem here is he's messing with the fastball by just not a ton, but just by about 6 inches high. I mean, they're all in the same spot, so I think to a taller batter here like Corona, he might be in business.
Danny Corona at the plate, starting shortstop today. The first pitch he sees from Cotto, a big cut and miss in the 94 miles an hour.
There you go.
Danny
Same
Corona,
spot, but to a taller batter, and he's right down the plate.
Danny Corona out of Brooklyn. His dad, Danny Corona Sr.
Inventor of Corona beer.
No, he was actually a scout for the New York Yankees.
Close enough.
Thought I could get that one. That one felt like low-hanging fruit. The 0-1 from Cotto to Corona. Checks the runner McCarty at first, now comes home. That ball's called ball at 94 again, and Magdale gives a slight grimace. That was one of the old Michael Scotts right there, just kind of that look of, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, the only fruit that belongs in the same sentence as Corona is a lime, am I right?
Okay. Can we say that? 1-1, and that ball's chest level.
Couple pitches too late, but
I know, a couple pitches too late.
He sat on that one. I like it.
Yeah.
He sat on it and thought, okay.
Not bad. Not a bad one.
2-1 now. McCarty at first. Lefty on lefty between Corona and Magdale Cotto. Cotto stares long and hard at McCarty. Now comes the plate and a cut and a miss on the 86-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
That's such a tough pitch to left-handed hitters. It starts right over the plate and just dives off into the right-handed hitter's batter's box, and it's really one that you can't help yourself but swing at.
Danny Corona, a former draftee of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 16th round, 463rd overall pick.
The 2-2 from Magdale Cotto to the shortstop, Danny Corona. Checks to McCarty at first. Cotto deals. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 96 miles an hour and a big cut and a miss. He retires Corona via strikeout.
Nothing you can do there.
A power fastball. That's all it is. He's just going to overmatch you, overpower you with that fastball in the zone, and he really likes to throw it above the belt. Can't get your hands to it quick enough, and he sets down the first batter of the inning, or the first out of the inning is set down. Hello,
Cole Harding. He is the 9-hole hitter for this squad coming out of Cincinnati, the outfielder, bat .312 with a .379 OBP and .490 OPS. Is that right? .490? That's slugging. That's got to be slugging. The first pitch that Cotto throws him gets away from Pancho Ruiz.
I would say that's slugging.
That'll throw,
okay.
I would hope.
How have we not talked about this one yet? In the bottom of Magdale Cotto's bio from Kentucky, lists at the very end, drinks an energy drink before every game and calls it his go-go juice.
Go-go juice. First pass ball there from Cotto will send McCarty over to second base. Now a runner in scoring position for Harwich with a 1-0 count on Cole Harding. Go-go juice. Magdale was telling me before the game that the toughest place that he has ever played a baseball game was in Fayetteville, Arkansas, as he throws a fastball at 94 for a called strike. Said that at Arkansas he was warming up on the day he was slated to pitch, and said that in those questionnaires he'd just kind of given random answers, such as go-go juice. And says that he's in the outfield throwing long toss before the game, 2.5 hours before the game, and he's got a fan in his ear. Drink your go-go juice? You drink your go-go juice? Said he just wouldn't get off him. 1-1 pitch. This one's grounded over to the first base side. Picked up. Hyannis, the toss to first, and the out is collected. McCarty's going to advance to third base, and there'll be one base runner at third base via McCarty with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Harwich trying to tie things up, and their leadoff hitter coming to the plate in Nick Goodwin.
I mean, that just sounds like Arkansas fans. And again, we're talking about a fan base that picked up a live raccoon in the stands a couple weeks ago.
Cotto said that they knew his mother's name. They knew his ex-girlfriend's name as well. They used those very cordially throughout the night. Just reminding him.
Sounds like Arkansas.
Just reminding him. Can't say I haven't been there before as an Arkansas fan in the old hog pen.
This must be a walk in the park then down here on Cape Cod
Basically,
for Cotto. I mean, to come here, you don't really get much from the fans besides asking for autographs.
I asked him what his least favorite
sessions.
stadium was in the SEC, and he said Taylor Stadium in Columbia, Missouri, and I don't blame him because it's my least favorite too.
First pitch, 93 miles an hour, blows by Nick Godwin, but just make a good one, just a little outside the zone. Now 1-0, Cotto behind by a pitch against the Kansas State Wildcat. Lefty Cotto sets. Now the 1-0 to Nick Goodwin. That one's chopped foul to the right side, out of play.
You want to know the kind of pitcher that Magdale Cotto is? Magdale Cotto pitched he held opponents to a 176 batting average over 10 innings in 3 starts with the Lexington Blowfish of the Coastal Plain League.
The Blowfish.
And was listed as being rusty.
They call him Hootie? Was he like the guy for the Blowfish? Did they designate? Was that their MVP? The 1-1. That one's a fastball, chest high, 92. Wouldn't you do that if you're the Blowfish?
You have to.
Your MVP would be your
the Lexington County Blowfish.
The Hootie MVP of the game. And then the rest of the Blowfish were yours. That's, you stake claim.
Ideas.
2 balls, 1 strike. Magdale Cotto fires that in there, and it's fouled out of play by Goodwin again. This one skies behind us and to our left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Standing at third base is McCarty. He threatens to tie this ball game. The go-ahead run is Nick Goodwin at the plate. The lefty Magdale Cotto, who touches as high as 99 miles an hour, sets from the stretch. Looks over McCarty at third. Wipes a bit of the sweat off the upper lip. Likes the call from Pancho Ruiz and sets for the 2-2. Magdale Cotto. Leg kick. Fires. That one. Did he go? Yes, he did. Magdal Cotto sets down another 7 up, 6 down, and the lead is salvaged for Hyannis after 5 innings of play. Your score, Harbor Hawks 1, the Harwich Mariners nothing. This is the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Broadcaster Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Curry College. Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu. Franklin Sports. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again the proud official batting glove sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod, the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day. Back at the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, Drake Toll alongside Zach Berman, Austin Dakuta, Bria Losick, thanking you and thanking Massachusetts State Lottery as proud sponsors of the Cape Cod Baseball League. The Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. Here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. And it looks like a new pitcher has come into this game, Austin, for the Harwich Mariners.
Yeah, a new pitcher stepping to the mound, but first let's talk about Jonathan Santucci. He had a phenomenal day on the hill. We talked about how his stats were, not too in-depth because he didn't pitch a ton of innings on the mound at Duke. He was an outfielder who developed into a pitcher and made the switch. And now
you got Teal, too, coming to the bump to replace him.
Yeah, what an outing, though, for Santucci to start. We talked about the 3 scoreless innings in his Cape Cod debut, and to just give up 1 home run here in your first start on the Cape, that's impressive stuff.
Yeah.
And Zeal, now the new pitcher, as we see him step to the mound, it's his Cape Cod debut here tonight. From Miami, hometown of Macedon. How do you say that, Zach?
Macedon, New York.
Never been there, never heard of it.
Drafted in the 11th round of last year's Major League Baseball draft by the Cubs.
That's probably good.
So I would say he's here to improve his draft stock a bit here, maybe get into the top 5 rounds. That wouldn't be a stretch because you got to think 11th round, you don't sign, you come back, improve your draft stock. A lot of guys typically jump maybe 5 rounds. It's not that much of an ask.
Well, Zeal, too, the first batter he's going to have to deal with is the lefty Riku Nishida. The righty Zeal deals a fastball high, eye level. Looking at his splits on really from the spring here for Zeal. Fastball 91 to 95. Pretty good stuff. Throw the heater in there by you, and the 1-0 to Riku Nishida is a called ball, high chest level. It's a strike to about everybody else on this roster, but for Riku, just a little high there.
Well, listen to this. Zeal's stats out of high school, Penfield High School in New York, historically good.
The 2-0 to Nishida, that one's a called strike, and talk about the fastball, 91 to 95, the curveball, 78 to 82. He also throws a slider at 82 to 86, and a changeup, 84 to 88.
4 pitches is rare out of a reliever at this stage, but
yeah.
That's part of the reason I'm sure he was taken so high in the draft.
Zeal's 2-1. That one misses eye level to Riku, who lays off 3-1 now. Zeal's very first warm-up pitch went straight to the backstop.
All right, you want to hear this one? At Penfield High School, upstate New York, 5-0 with a .17 ERA.
3-1 is neck level for Riku Nishida. He's going to take first base on a 5-pitch walk, and now Nishida, who swiped 53 bags last season at Mount Hood Community College, will get an opportunity to do so here at second. He's going to have to deal right now with the catcher for Harwich and Teal, coming from Virginia. Pretty solid stuff. At the plate now for the Harbor Hawks is today's one-hole hitter, Tito Flores, who really made Santucci pay for the only mistake that he made the whole game.
Yeah, he was great. We can't talk about it enough. The starting pitching we've seen in this league, you look at Cade Morris on Saturday for Katuitt going over 6 innings and only allowing 1 run.
Nishida goes. The throw down to second. Teal is in time. Yeah. They're going to get Riku Nishida stealing, and look like Riku just a little bit late there. The ball was a called strike as well. So now an 0-1 count on Tito Flores, and Nishida will trot back to the dugout.
Good throw there by Teal as well. Looked like Nishida got a bit of a late jump.
I think so.
That's the issue here is you have a reliever, right, that you haven't seen before. and Riku went on the first pitch, so there's no real ability to time him when you're running that early. We're just seeing him from the stretch for the first time, so Riku was probably better off waiting another pitch.
First pitch that Gage Zeal, or the second pitch he'll throw after the putout, is a ball in the dirt. Now a 1-1 count on Tito Flores with one out and nobody on, and Gage Zeal's originally from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina.
I've heard of that.
Hilton Head, yeah. That's a thing.
It's on T-shirts.
1-1. There's a foul ball straight back behind Tito Flores.
One of those T-shirt cities.
Yes, it is.
Did go to Penfield High School in New York.
What I will say, though,
now in Coral Gables.
2021, his ERA 0.88 in 120 career innings.
High school.
202 career strikeouts and held everybody to a 177 batting average.
I did that in high school. 1-2. Flores fouled this one way off to our right, and that's why I'm right here in the broadcast booth.
I was going to say, yeah.
High school doesn't quite translate to the college level.
Well, then.
It didn't quite either for our friend Gage Zeal. Zeal this past season at Miami, 2-2, 4.04 ERA, 35 innings, walked 16 batters, struck out, 52. That's decent.
Oh, my goodness. I was talking to you guys about that Anglers
point streak
eight-man game.
What does Point Streak say?
Well, Point Streak says that Jake DeLeo hit a grand slam.
Cutting a miss, but Tito Flores, the ball gets away from Teal. Flores over to first. The throw in time. They got him. Teal lost that ball and tracked all the way back about 3 or 4 feet away to grab it, throw down to first off the back foot, and was able to get Tito Flores. Flores hesitated. He swung, saw the ball was missed by Teal, and just a half a step beaten there.
Well, Teal's going to be buying Vetrano a cheeseburger in between games because he saved him with the pick over there at first base.
Yeah.
I mean, what a job by the first baseman to get that out.
You say cheeseburger?
How much were the cheeseburgers here? Yeah, I would also like to be bought a cheeseburger.
They smell pretty good. They're coming in from right behind us.
It's Justin Hyannis standing in for the Harbor Hawks now. First pitch he sees, a big cut and a miss for the cat out of Illinois. 5 for 20 this year, 250 batting average on the Cape and 1 RBI.
What I was saying, though, a grand slam for the Anglers and a 5-3 lead.
That'll wake you up. There's a called ball, not by much, and a 1-1 count, all even.
I want to say Hyannis. The first grand slam of the season in the league.
That's very, very possible. That's 4 RBI right there. Hyannis cuts and misses at the fastball 91. That right there puts you at the top of the RBI list. You hit 1 grand slam.
This early in the year, it does.
Right.
I mean, you just don't see a lot of guys driving in runs at this point. And when they do, there's so few runs scored. There's 2 or 3 here and there, but 4 on 1 swing of the bat.
The 1-2. That one's chopped over by Hyannis. Think about this, a grand slam for Hyannis. Had the Harbor Hawks just hit a grand slam in every game they've played this season, they'd be what, 4-1 right now?
4-2.
Yeah, and had
they would have lost to Wareham, would have lost
scoreless 5 innings, we'd be in that situation too. But
you know what, Austin? Great point. 1-2. Hyannis watches the ball low, but it goes to show. 1 swing of the bat.
I'm going to put that in the T-shirt.
Can win
All
you
you need is a grand slam every game.
On the Cape Cod? On Cape Cod.
In the Cape Cod League. Drake Toll.
4 runs wins you almost every game.
Exactly. The 2-2 to Justin Hyannis. He swings, he misses, and that'll retire the Harbor Hawks here in the top of the 6th inning. Nolan Shanuel was going to pinch hit behind him, but he'll have to wait to the top of the 7th. We have 1.5 innings left to play here from White House Field, and your score is Hyannis 1, Harwich 0. This, the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, as we take things down to the baseline to our dugout reporter, Bria Losick. Bria, what do you got for us?
Well, we saw that solo shot from Tito Flores to lead off the game, but that's not the first time a Michigan bat has brought power to the Harbor Hawks. Tito's teammate Clark Elliott played for Hyannis last summer and was the league's batting champion, earning the highest batting average on the Cape. Tito and Clark were actually freshman year roommates at Michigan, and Tito said that Clark gave him some advice before he came out here, along with just a few restaurant recommendations in Hyannis. Back to you guys.
I love it. Thank you, Bria, and certainly Clark Elliott, who started 0 for 12 on the Cape, ended up becoming one of the better players in the league and won that batting title. And I ever tell you guys how my mom worked at Sprint, the phone company, for like 22 years?
I didn't know.
Well, I know exactly where this is
24
going.
years.
I know right where this is going.
Sprint, interestingly enough, she no longer works for Sprint. She got laid off.
Now she works for T-Mobile.
No, she got laid off.
Oh.
Thank you, though.
Oh.
I wish she worked for T-Mobile. Yeah, now what?
Well, Sprint got acquired by T-Mobile, did they not?
Well, if I check on my notes here, it turns out Sprint did get acquired by T-Mobile, who sponsors the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is a proud sponsor of the league, and T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
It was this close. It was a warning track shot.
Sadly, my mom will not be at any of those T-Mobile stores that you visit. We still actually do use T-Mobile. I have T-Mobile service. So
going down with the ship, huh?
you know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Yep. They sponsor the Cape Cod League. I caught wind of that, and I signed up. What do you want?
Hey, I also patronized one of our sponsors today, too. So
you did?
I did patronize Honeydew Donuts on the way out.
The way out to here, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Batter stepping to the plate is Teal.
Very good.
Teal with a couple of great plays. Threw out Riku Nishida. On the defensive side of things, he's the two-hole hitter in this lineup, and Kyle Teal takes a strike at 84 miles an hour, a little slider from Magdel Cotto.
Only the third time through for Harwich.
Well, you don't get very many in a 7-inning game either, so they're going to be a short game, obviously, and not that many at-bats as he cuts a foul ball behind him. Now down 0-2 to Magdel Cotto. Teal had the put out, tossing out Riku Nishida at second base, and then was able to get Tito Flores on a pass ball strike 3. Collect it, throw off the back foot, and barely get Flores out by a half step at first. So pretty good defensive inning for him, and now he steps to the plate. Teal 0 for 2 today. He's 1 for 16 coming into the game as he watches a high fastball, and not high by much, but it evens the count. That's the first ball, so it's now 1-2.
Well, I'd pull up the spray chart for you, except here's the problem. Teal's only got one hit.
Yeah, there's not too much spray chart there. Now, can you tell us if it was on a bunt or a fly ball, or was it home or away? Left-hander or right-hander?
I could get that. Hold on.
Okay. 1-2 count. Teal takes another ball high, not by much again. Now 2-2 Magdel Cotto. Looks like he's trying to pound the top side of the strike zone with that pitch and just missing by a couple of inches.
It was a ground ball single through the left side at a home game.
Okay. Does it tell you who it was against?
It was against Falmouth.
Okay.
I feel like I was there.
2-2 pitch from Cotto. There's the off-speed, eye level, not going to bite. Now a 3-2 on Kyle Teal. But Teal being the first batter that Cotto faces in the bottom of the sixth, and you're down to the last 6 outs of the game, you certainly don't want to let him reach.
No, you do not. I mean, you're in a situation here for Cotto where if he can finish this inning, you're in a 1-0 ball game, and I think we know who's going to come out and close things down in the 7th.
Yeah, Magdel Cotto sets and deals. That pitch is a called ball outside, and Magdel Cotto gives the second Michael Scott grimace that we've seen from him in this game, because that pitch, if it did miss, it wasn't by much.
And Coach Beatty's going to come out, and we might be...
We're going to see him now, I believe.
We might get a pitching change here. So
by him, I mean the guy, the closer, effectively, one of the two for this Harbor Hog team. You're going to see Ty Strickland in that spot quite a bit, and you'll also see Jay Driver.
Driver is a hot arm today, but
you'll
hats off to Magdel Cotto as he exits. And let's take a gander at who's entering this game.
Well,
and it
Cotto's final stat line, we'll say, is 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no earned, and 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
It's a good day.
9 strikeouts now on the year for Magdel Cotto. Tops on the team. And we'll see, like you said, Zach, Jay Driver come in.
And Jay Driver has been, at least in his first 2 games, nothing short of absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Driver on the season, looking at the stat sheet, is, like you said, been the guy really out of the bullpen for Hyannis, and in my opinion is the best arm that the Harbor Hawks have been able to throw out there. Hey, there's my stat sheet. Zach Berman stole it from me. Did I actually?
Yes.
Is that a true story?
I don't know.
You told me to hold it a couple
check
minutes
down to
ago.
Austin Dakota. Safe or out?
Between you two. I'm not even the umpire.
So just a question. This is obviously my first Cape League doubleheader.
Well, also,
I assume if you keep the the arms that are kept hot wind up staying hot for game 2 that
I would
aren't
say
used.
that's a fair assumption.
Yeah, I would hope.
You can expect to see West Burton, Hammerberg, Langenberg, among others.
Jay Driver is the pride of Wellesley, Massachusetts, just across from Lexington, which is actually home to our Director of Operations, Mazdak Dervari, the youngest Director of Operations in the league at 21 years old. He said 22 a couple games ago, and that was incorrect, actually. The way that Driver was put on his team, Mazdak's watching TV one afternoon. He's watching a Harvard and a UCLA game. What do you know, there's this guy pitching for Harvard named Jay Driver. Mazdak thinks, I think I played against him, but he's a third baseman. Sure enough, it's the same guy. After the game's over, Driver deals against UCLA. Mazdak Garvari gets on the phone. Well, there's a couple other teams hunting for him. Turns out Mazdak, the salesman he is, gets the guy on the Cape within 2.5 weeks. Takes a long time, drawn-out process, and Jay Driver says, you know what, Mazdak, since we beat you so bad in high school, I'll throw you a bone, I'll come play for the Harbor Hawks. And that's how Jay Driver is standing at White House Field on the bump right now in a 1-0 ball game for the Harbor Hawks.
And we're glad he is. He's been in the ball game twice, 2 outings, and shut it down in both of those ball games.
Well, he's got a tough task ahead of him with Brock Wilkins, the first man he'll see.
Well, wouldn't you know, Mazdak Garvari, Director of Operations, passing by the booth. Hey, Mazdak, how hard does this guy Driver throw? It says hard. All right. That's Mazdak Garvari, known for the synergy that he can pop right off the top of his head right there. Driver, you mentioned, has been in a couple appearances here, and I said that it was Strickland who's the other closer, but it's Langenberg. Ty Langenberg and Jay Driver will both be kind of the closer role guys for the Harbor Hawks this season. We haven't seen Hyannis really go on a streak yet, though, right? If you get 2 or 3 wins in a row,
well, you got to get the one first.
Well, if you're in that situation, right, you need a closer in a couple different games. Had you needed 3 closers in a row, I don't know who the third guy you go to would be.
I can see Brandon Llewellyn closing.
Well, Hammerberg is probably the guy too, because he's been working the 8th inning in a couple of outings. So it depends, I think, on the matchups as well. You're looking at a couple of right-handers. You're probably going to go with Hammerberg. His stuff's pretty good to righties. To lefties, it's Langenberg, because that's change-up slider combo is really tough on lefties as well.
Yeah. First pitch that Jay Driver delivers on the day is an 89-mile-an-hour fastball called strike. He's facing Brock Wilkins, who was the Player of the Year in the Cape Cod League last season. Bat .272 at Wake Forest this past year. Sophomore season stands at 6'4", 225. The 0-1 from Driver. That ball is cranked into center field, going back to McConnell. He camps out under it. He's got a chance. He makes the play to throw over to first, but trotting back well in time is the catcher, Teal, who'll be safe there. But the first out is recorded via a Brock Wilkins fly out to center.
Boy, that off the bat, that sounded good.
It is. It's a BB Core bat home run. It's a metal bat home run.
I'm not sure that's a mistake you get away with.
Not in college.
But
you can here against Wilkins, which brings up Joe Vetrano. Vetrano will have Teal over at first base. Teal's steal numbers at Virginia for a catcher. He stole 3 bases, was caught stealing twice. That's pretty funny. When you send your catcher and he gets caught stealing, I'm sure a lot of the fans like to question those.
There's not many catchers in the big league level either that run well. I mean, JT Realmuto is probably the best on the base pass. I mean, but he'll still only steal like 10 bases. Just not something catchers are asked to do or do well.
First pitch to Vetrano is a ball inside, 1-0, Driver behind early. The 1-0 pitch, this one's skied on the infield. Coming over, left fielder Torres and Dominick Patel, and everybody's coming over, and it's going to land in no man's land. There were 3 Harbor Hawks. That's over in foul territory, too. So it is a foul ball, but 3 Harbor Hawks had converged on the ball, and it looked like nobody
Patel took an interesting route to try and get to that ball as he swerved almost into foul territory and then kind of cut back around.
Looked like Patel was going to cut off to let Flores come in and grab it, but Flores was too far away from it to
I
make
heard
a
it.
play.
I got it. I just couldn't tell you who it was from.
That probably should have been Flores' ball. It looked like there toward the end he could have gotten there. It hung in the air for a long time, and now it's a 1-1 count as Joe Vetrano gets away with one and steps back in with Teal at first base. Jay Driver with it out to work with here in the bottom of the 6th with a 1-run lead for Hyannis.
Riku is pre-turning 2. He's already working on that.
Driver stats, deals. There's a fastball low and inside. Vetrano hops over that one for a ball. 91. Pretty good.
What is the significance of the number 11, Drake Toll?
11.
That would be the number of Harwich Mariners that are batting 200 or less on the year thus far.
Please don't do Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, they've both been off to a slow start, but for Hyannis, it's been one of the slowest in the league, unfortunately.
2 balls, 1 strike, and there's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Jay Driver.
Goodness, I am scared to
low. 3-1 count now. Yeah, let's not total those ones up. Driver.
It's actually the same as Harwich, 11.
Oh, great.
Oh, we totaled it up.
Down to Vetrano. The 3-1 pitch. Driver deals. That one's laced into right field. It's going back deep. McConnell camps, make it Matuli who camps and makes the grab. The throw back to first is not in time, but Teal was playing with fire right there, and that is a great example of why Philip Matuli is one of the best defensive players on this team. As he tracks back to the warning track, makes the catch, and saves what would have been extra bases had he not gotten there. Sits down Vetrano, and now with 2 outs, a runner on first, Jake Geloff comes to the plate.
Man, Matulia had a perfect read on that ball.
Yeah, he did.
There's a reason he's going to be out there every single day. I mean, even with the bat struggling to come around a bit, his defense is just not replaceable.
Jake Geloff steps to the plate from Virginia, 6'1", 195. And a big cut and a miss. A back pick is not in time from Pancho Ruiz, but it was close. 89-mile-an-hour fastball there that Jake Geloff couldn't catch up to.
It's a good throw.
Perfect. It's on the backside of the bag, right where Hyannis, all he has to do is slap his hand down. But just not a big enough lead there for Teal to get him leaning, but, I mean, I love the idea there.
Driver trying to shut Harwich down here in the bottom of the 6th. Still with a 1-run lead for Hyannis. The 0-1 pitch to Geloff. That ball skips in the dirt, gets away from Pancho Ruiz, and very easily trotting to second base is Teal.
Well, that puts a runner in scoring position, so you got to be a little bit more careful here.
1 ball, 1 strike. Everybody will take a quick break. Driver will settle down a bit. He goes to Harvard. Wanted to specify he's not studying anything in the medical department. He's also not an engineer.
So what is he studying?
Econ. Don't know why that was the fun fact he included, but we said, Jay, you go to Harvard. You know, obviously the next thing that comes is a pretty smart guy. And he goes, well, I'm not studying, not going to be a doctor and I'm not going to be an engineer.
Or a lawyer.
Okay, you still go to Harvard. That ball is skied out of play and behind us. Now
I lost it in the sun.
Count.
I couldn't tell you where it was. If that hit me square in the head, I'd be dead to rights.
For the second time today.
I did not lose the first one.
Good thing you're not playing right.
Right.
That's a tough time tracking it.
Like I have always said, there is a reason I am in the booth and not on the field.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The runner in scoring position here. Jake Geloff the plate. Driver's pitch. That one just misses inside. Geloff with a Oscar-winning performance, jumping outside of the box. Don't think that would have hit him. Do not think so. But you would have thought the way that he jumped back. Now a 2-2 count, well sold by Geloff, but a pretty good frame by Pancho Ruiz. No call, and we set back up with 2 strikes. Driver from the stretch. Eyes Teal at second base, and then brings it home. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. That'll end the 6th inning. The Harbor Hawks are still up by 1 with a cut and a miss on a high fastball. Geloff back the dugout, and 1 inning to play left. Your score, Harbor Hawks 1. Harwich 0. This, the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. I'm Drake Toll, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Coca-Cola Bottling of New England. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape. Fairway Financial. Fairway Financial is a proud national sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, visit fairwayfinancial.net and ask for owner and host family sponsor Steve Anzuoni, Cape Cod's retirement income specialist. That's fairwayfinancial.net. Thank you for tuning in to today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk. Welcome back to the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuta, Zach Berman, and Bria Losick. Zach, where'd you get coffee today?
Well, I actually got coffee at Honeydew before the game.
Well, speaking of Honeydew, maybe you're like our friend Zach Berman, and the day doesn't start until you eat that first cup of joe, and maybe you're also like Zach Berman, and the rush to work takes too long to wait for your kitchen's mechanical barista. That's where locally brewed Honeydew coffee comes in. 3 locations on Route 28 in Dennisport, West Yarmouth, and right here in Hyannis. It is the most convenient way to start the day. Wait, you may say to yourself, I'm like Drake, I don't like coffee. But the family at Honeydew, they're not fazed by it. They've got iced tea, lemonade, sparkling water, and the best pastries, donuts, and sandwiches on the Cape. Skip the line on high prices at the fast food chains and enjoy the local flavor of Honeydew coffee.
All endorsements aside.
Sorry, sometimes every now I switch to French.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is not just because they sponsor us. Had a s'mores nitro cold brew today. Really, really good. Imagine if you took a s'mores Pop-Tart, stuck it in a blender.
Not just because they sponsor us, and because they sponsor us. Give me both.
Pinch hitter here,
Really
guys,
good, and it is Nolan Shanuel.
Shanuel, the pinch hitter, comes in and takes a strike at 88 miles an hour, a fastball. And now down to the count, 0-1 to start his day. A slow start on the season for Nolan Shanuel as well. We were told coming in that he would be kind of the guy to look out for in this lineup, and he still is. When that bat wakes up, Nolan Shanuel is going to be one of the more dangerous hitters in the league, but right now 4 for 25 on the Cape with an RBI to his name. Shanuel batting 160 out of FAU in the 1-1 count. That one nearly hits him in the foot. He jumps out of the way, and he's ahead 2-1. Shanuel's got the light tower power we talked about.
A couple guys in the lineup do, but Shanuel's the guy who hit 369 as well, so it's not just the power, but it's the gap-to-gap ability.
Shanuel, this guy's one.
He has successfully reached base in the last 2 games, so...
Pinch hitting's always tough because you're going from sitting on the bench, and now you got to pick up a wood bat and go face a guy throwing 94, so not an easy task.
Next pitch. Called strike 3 on Nolan Shanuel. He looks down at it, takes a second. You can tell by the facial expression, Shanuel wasn't the biggest fan of that call, and he'll go back to the dugout and bring up Cole McConnell, the 4-hole hitter for the Harbor Hawks. Wearing number 32. A pretty solid defensive play to help out the team earlier in this one. Hey, and if you're listening on Mixler, you can hear now. Figured it out. That is your play-by-play guy. Trying to figure out how to produce a show. Doesn't usually work out well as the first pitch McConnell sees as a ball inside.
What?
And the catcher just throws the ball as high as he can, about 4 feet in front of him. That's where it lands, and it just lays there. And then he looks around, gets another ball. Everyone is confused right now. The catcher, Teal, caught the ball, tossed it up in the air, looked at the umpire in disgust. Zeal was wondering what he was doing. There's a lot of confusion there, but Zeal's back and ready.
Ooh.
As that one is fouled away. Sounded like
he may have hit the mitt.
I thought so.
Hit the mitt, absolutely.
Yeah, Beatty's going to come talk to him about that one.
Here's something.
How about this? Okay. That's great.
Catcher's
That's a big catch. McConnell swings and very obviously hits Teal's glove. The umpire very confusingly gets up, looks down the third baseline at the other umpire, and then Eric Beatty says, hey, he's going to first base. Catcher interference. The umpire doesn't disagree. And it took Beatty saying something, but they'll send down McConnell to first base, and the Harbor Hawks have a runner on with 1 out here in the top of the 7th, the final inning of the game.
Well, I would love to see the Hawks make it 2-0 here. You know who has made it 2-0? That is the YD Red Sox, who are up 2-0 over the Bourne Braves in the top of the 6th inning in Game 1 of their doubleheader.
How about YD? Where did those guys come from lately?
Don't
First
ask
pitch
Harwich.
to the... Yeah, no kidding. First pitch to the next batters, Pancho Ruiz, is a ball outside, 1-0 count. Ruiz ahead early on Zeal. Again, Zeal's first performance on the Cape. The next pitch he throws Ruiz is a called strike on the outside half of the plate at 90 miles an hour with the fastball.
Other score to keep an eye on is that Wareham-Chatham game. Still 5-3 in favor of the Anglers. That bottom of the 5th from Veterans Field in Chatham. And, of course, those are your only 3 teams playing, or 3 games playing. Our game, the YD game, and the Chatham game. Everybody else that did play yesterday off today.
Ball skipping the dirt. McConnell running to second. The throw down. McConnell is out. Teal with a beautiful throw. That one right in the glove of Goodwin, who sits down McConnell. That's the second out. We've seen that a couple of times today. And
good throw, better tag. That is a great tag by Goodwin.
He's now caught 3 runners on the day, has Teal. What a job by him. We've talked about Jacob Campbell's arm, how good he is behind the dish, but Teal has really showed something. Just an absolute cannon.
The 1-1 count to Pancho Ruiz. Ruiz lines one to right field for a base hit. He's got a single. That's good to see as he barely makes it back to first base. The right fielder, Seidel, tried to get him there. It was pretty close. Joe Vetrano was able to collect, but Ruiz is in safely by about a step.
Don't see the 9-3 putout very often.
Yeah.
It will happen on occasion.
More of a softball play, huh?
Yeah, I've seen it in the majors maybe once or twice, but not recently, at least to my memory.
You watch a lot of softball?
Yes, actually.
That's good. Missouri has pretty decent softball
pretty
year
decent
in and year
softball.
out.
Yeah, no, they got themselves a team. They were regionals this year, super regionals last year.
Yep. Next batter up is Mitch Zeb. Or Jeb. I got Zeal in my mind.
Well, of course, Larissa Anderson, our head coach over at Mizzou softball, has done a great job.
Called strike, 0-1.
building the program up, trying to keep it in the upper echelon of the SEC. I'm excited to see where year 3 takes her.
The 0-1 to Zeb. Swings and misses at a high fastball, 88 miles an hour. The bottom part of the numbers here, these blue tops for the Harbor Hawks.
I actually adore calling softball. Because
I do too.
I like the pace of it a lot, and I think, the smaller dimensions add a level of intensity.
Big softball guy. I'm a big softball guy. The 0-2 to Zeb, or Jeb. He's going to watch strike 3 again. His second strikeout on the day. He'll trot back to the dugout, and that'll do it for the top of the 7th here for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. When we come back, Hyannis is 3 outs away. 1-0 lead here from Harwich. This, the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
I'm Zach Berman, and this is a broadcast of Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. We'd like to take time to thank the Cape Cod Baseball League's corporate sponsors, including Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. We would also like to thank 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Thank you for tuning into today's game in the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, where it's a great day to be a Hawk.
We bring you back into the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the final inning of play today, barring a tie, in which we'll play up to 9 innings. And at that point, tie, and we hope to avoid that. One of the writers, Gabby Vitale, as Jay Driver comes back out, says that driver's in the driver's seat. To Austin, I say 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
That was.
How much do you guys love the fact that Driver gets through the bottom of the 8th and gets through the heart of the line, or excuse me, bottom of the 6th?
No. I like that. We'll call this top of the 9th. The bottom of the 9th.
Bottom of the 9th in theory, bottom of the 7th in reality.
Right, but
for not having to face,
for real purposes, bottom
guys
of the
like
9th.
Wilkins and Vetrano and Gelhoff here in the bottom of the bottom of what could
bottom of the last inning,
hopefully for the Hawks is the last frame of the game.
Thank you to the league for making the rule where you can go to extra innings, but only during 7-inning games, and the extra innings have to stop at 9. Seidel will be
at
the
least
first
in the
batter.
regular season. Once you get to playoffs, all bets are off, and it's just
it wouldn't be fun to have a playoff tie, would it?
No, you probably couldn't do that.
I don't think you can.
That's true.
That's the point.
Tommy Seidel steps to the plate for the Mariners. Jay Driver deals him a ball, just missed with that one, 93 miles an hour.
What a job by the Harbor Hawk pitching staff today. Just 2 hits through 6 innings of work. You saw a good start by Brody Mccullough, and then Magdil Cotto comes out of the bullpen and was on his stuff today. Now Driver looking to close the door.
This pitch is cracked right to Riku Nishida. A little pop-up and a can of corn right into the glove of the second baseman.
I was waiting for you to say can of corn.
Yeah, I like that one.
And the biggest part about the pitching staff's success today is you're in a doubleheader. So you have to play at least 14 innings. By Brody doing a solid job through 3 innings and Magdil throwing 2, you're not taxing as much on your bullpen. If these guys came out and started walking guys, you have to reach deep into the arm barn. You'd be in a tough spot for game 2.
Bullpen
but now,
management, such a huge part of.
There's a cold ball just high. Austin?
Now you're in a good spot for game 2 because you still can stay on track with who's in your hot. You're not having to pull guys on short rest, and really everything's still on track behind Ty Good for the next game.
Next pitch, that was just a bit inside.
Bullpen management, of course, such a huge part of Cape League baseball. You don't know which guys have inning limits.
What's a bullpen?
Which guys have arm barn.
There we go. Politically correct. 2-0 count. Driver sets. That ball was not. It was a little inside, maybe, the fastball at 90 miles an hour. And what you saw from the batter, Ryan McCarty, is that he spun out of the way and spun his helmet off. Now 3-0 Driver behind on the D3 Player of the Year, Ryan McCarty, who has struggled so far in his time on the Cape. McCarty batting just 111. That does have a walk today. He'll take a strike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Driver.
We are getting some emphatic strike calls from this home plate up.
Yeah. I think Crowd Mike's doing wonders today.
Mike Hinojosa behind the dish today.
Nice. 3-1 from Driver. That one's fouled off right behind McCarty, and just like that, the count is full.
Okay, 3-2 pitch. You've battled back from 3-0. You're Jay Driver. What do you throw? What's your put-away pitch right here?
Fastball.
His fastball is his best pitch, and I think in this situation you have to give him your best.
3-2 count. 1 out, nobody on, and a 1-run lead in the bottom of the last inning. Driver sets the payoff pitch. That one is eye level. McCarty will duck and take ball 4, trotting down to first base, and a runner on with 1 out here. Bottom of the 7th, and McCarty gives way to Danny Corona, the shortstop for Harwich.
I guess the only thing that really worries me is that some of those outs in that last frame, harder contacts than what you're used to seeing out of Jay Driver. So if you're Driver here, I think maybe try and aim a little bit low. Danny Corona, big lefty bat, try and get a ground ball. Could get a game-ending double play.
Corona, the first pitch from Driver. That one's line foul to the left side. About the score today, looks like it's just 1 and then a bunch of zeros.
Yeah. Started off the game first batter, solo home run,
Second
and then
pitch.
nothing
Like someone was just really bad at coding. They got the 1 in there, and then they just started putting up zeros. The 0-1 to Danny Corona. Driver deals it, and that ball is inside. McCarty's going to go because it got away from Pancho Ruiz. Throw down to second is not in time. Standing up and now in scoring position is Ryan McCarty. But Danny Corona, the 1-1 count. I'm not sure it was a wild pitch either. It looks like it just popped out of the glove of Pancho Ruiz.
Might be ruled a pass ball. We'll have to check with the official scoring on point streak. But by the time Pancho got to it, he did bring the ball back to the glove again and kind of double pumped, and there was really no chance.
And that's a tough break because that takes away the double play.
Yeah. Driver, the 1-1 to Danny Corona. That one's fouled off the left side. Out of play, and now a 1-2 Driver back in the driver's seat. 5 out of 10. It slowly gets better. It's very situational.
Every time you use it, it loses 1, I think.
You think so? So we're going 3
So
out
is
of
it
10.
6 out of 10 the first time or
Right.
4 out of 10?
Okay.
It's just there for the taking, I think.
1-2 count on the shortstop Corona from Wake Forest. The Harvard pitcher sets, deals, swing and a miss. The second out of the bottom of the 7th inning via strikeout for Jay Driver. Now 1 out away, and Driver will have to deal with a 9-hole hitter, Cole Harding.
91 miles an hour, had a little bit of movement to it. Pretty unhittable stuff on the outside part of the plate, especially for a big lefty like Corona, as he was just waving at thin air.
Harding has 1 hit today. He's 1 for 2. He's batting .200 on the season. Jay Driver needs 1 more out to collect the save here. And the first pitch he delivers to Harding. There's a swing and a miss on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, the hardest pitch we've seen from Driver so far today.
He's been great. The pitching staff has been on point, and the defense another night with no errors for the Harbor Hawks defense at this point. What a great all-around performance.
The 0-1. Driver sets, deals. That one's a little low and a called ball. Now 1-1. The count even. Jay Driver in this ball game has to his name a total of 26 pitches. He's used a lot. 14 strikes, 12 balls.
Well, you probably won't see him in Game 2 or tomorrow.
The 1-1 from Driver. Eyes over to second base. McCarty deals. This one's hit toward Rico Nishida past the glove. Here comes a runner toward home. Matuli collects it in right field. The throw home, not in time. And that's going to score the tying run of the game for Harwich. Via McCarty comes around from second base on a right field single and a well-hit ball by the 9-hole hitter Cole Harding. And the game stays alive.
That's a tough one. It was just a well-hit ball. It caught too much of the plate, and for Cole Harding to turn on that thing and send it to right field, not much Philip Matuli can do on that one with a runner like McCarty who runs well coming home to score. And now, for the Harbor Hawks, you're looking to keep this thing tied and get a chance in the 8th.
Well, we play on. 2 outs.
It's baseball. What
Runner on first base is Harding. Stepping to the plate now is the leadoff batter for the lineup for his 4th at-bat, Nick Goodwin. First pitch to Goodwin. This one's skied to left field. Deep, deep. Tito Flores going back. Tito Flores watches it go over the wall. Harwich walks it off with a home run from the leadoff hitter, Nick Goodwin. Had 11 of those at Kansas State and has one here going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks led this ball game 1-0 with 2 outs in the 7th inning. The Harbor Hawks still led it 1-0. And now the Harwich Mariners walk it off with a homer to left. 3-1 your final. Harwich takes today's ball game with 4 hits in total.
Well,
and 3 runs to Hyannis' 5 hits and 1 run.
the Harbor Hawks played the better game, and they played near perfect, literally, until the last out, and unfortunately it got away from them. Jay Driver, a guy who doesn't give up a lot of hits and not a lot of long balls, but today left a few pitches over the plate, and unfortunately for Hyannis, they go down 3-1, but, I mean, a lot of positives to pull away from this game. Tito Flores with a home run, the Harbor Hawks with no errors again, and if you're Coach Beatty, you got to get these guys fired up and back at it for Game 2.
Well, that'll do it for our time here. Drake Toll alongside Austin Dakuda, Zach Berman, Bria Losick, our producers, Abby Stokes and Ella Gibson. We will pack things up, be back in about a half hour. It's a doubleheader today. We'll play another 7-inning game. Here again in 30 minutes as your final score. Harwich 3, Hyannis 1 for Harwich. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error for Hyannis. 1 run on 5 hits and no errors for our entire crew. We'll see you back here in a half hour. This is Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.